Okay, Steve. So Kurt and I are here. You said you want to do a podcast, but let's talk about what you want to talk about. What is it?
Jeff, I need to talk to you about this sore that I've got on my. Never mind. That's not what I wanted to talk
Yeah, thank God. I can't do anything about that.
about. Hang on. Let's turn on the cameras and I'll show you what it looks
Oh
like.
God, no, no, nobody wants to see that. So
All
what's
right,
going on?
Jeff, Larry, and I have had a lot of discussion about it, and we've agreed that after 9 years of an amazing time, I'm going to step down as team captain of the Steel Target Paint shooting team, Jeff.
Oh my God. Okay, so hold on. Let me turn the recording on here so we can let the people know this. Hold on. Oh, wait. It's already on. Welcome to the Steel Target Paint podcast, everyone. I'm Jeff, and you heard Steve, and we got a special guest. Special guest, state your name.
This is Kurt Grimes.
Okay, so Steve,
the Kurt Grimes,
the Kurt Grimes.
AKA Godfather of Rimfire Race Guns. At least
That's right.
That's what it says on the address every time I mail them a package.
And yours says Big Daddy, so
It does.
Great. We've got the Kurt Grimes, the Godfather. We got Big Daddy, and I'm Jeff.
off of the South.
Well, okay,
There
there
you
is
go.
that. So I'm sure there's a lot of nicknames people have for me that they don't tell me. So that's good.
I was about to say we may have to go off the air to walk through all those.
So Steve, you're stepping down as the Team Steel Target Paint team captain.
That's correct. That's correct.
Are we moving to Mars? I already know that Kurt goes to the moon to test his compensators, the way they look at in those shots. So
That's what. Yeah, I was thinking back to Idaho. Remember when we shot that? What was that? 2017, Kurt. We shot that Northwest
Rimfire
match
12.
up in. Yeah.
Parma.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Oh,
that's where I
man.
thought you were at. All the
Yeah.
moon dust.
Yeah. No, it was that was a late night run to the Hogue Range. I still have keys to the place for a few more days, so we've got had to do some testing on it, and I wanted to look at the blast pattern, so I figured do it at night. So
Yeah, that's a really cool. That's an integrated comp on that one, or is it just a
so
compensator?
I did two different ones. I did the one with just the single port, which I do a lot of, but the integrated one, it sounds kind of motorcycle-ish, but I've got an expansion chamber in there that lets the gas accumulate before it comes out. It's at the rear of the comp.
Sure.
And that thing shoots really flat and really soft. And it's not a heavy gun. And then I was trying to get, I wanted a blast pattern that separated so you didn't lose your dot looking through it. And
Right.
I got a little still photo out of the video where you can see the V pattern, and there's a perfect window that you can look through with the dot and not have any interruptions. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm probably splitting hairs with that stuff, but that's what happens when you're retired and you got time on your hands.
Yeah, I feel outnumbered. I'm the only non-retired guy on this podcast right now. What's up with that? I need to work harder.
well, you're you're not really retiring from shooting. I'm guessing. Are we still going to be a shooter?
Oh, absolutely. We've got some really cool stuff going on, and I think it's twofold. Um, in terms of a formal announcement, Kurt Grimes is been suckered. I mean, he's going to be the new team captain of the Steel Target Paint shooting team, and so Kurt's been with us for a number of years and been friends for even longer. So can't think to take over the helm and being retired and him and. Well, it's really Maria that we wanted, but we figured we'd ask Kurt so we didn't hurt his feelings. But I'm just, semantics, detail,
Minor issues there. No big deal.
Oh, she will be helping. She will be.
Oh, Kurt, we know.
Yeah, I know. The story is I'm the box, She's the glue that holds the box together.
Ah, okay.
That's true. It's really tough when it comes to making that decision, and Larry and I are still close friends and will be forever. It's been, as he's shared with us multiple times, it's more than just a team and more than just a relationship. When I call him, it doesn't have to be shooting related, or I got something work related, or something Creekside custom related. Oh yeah, he's one of the first people that I call and say, hey, what do you think about this? And yeah, it's not anything drama or anything like that. Oh yeah, we had a falling out. It has nothing to do with it. I think it's time for somebody like Kurt that's got will have the time, the attention, the passion, the drive, the expertise, the industry relationships to help take Steel Target Paint into the next chapter. Man, it's been 9 years. Can you believe that? 9 years. And very grateful for the opportunity that Larry gave me, in Mississippi 9 years ago. And we were talking about it the other night, and it's just, he's like, Steve, this is really like a legacy thing that you started. I said, I don't know about all that, but it's I called every single team member and talked through it with the last couple of weeks, and you know what, Jeff, it was just, man, it was emotional. Just
Oh yeah.
you forget the relationships that you have through the shooting sports. And I looked through my Facebook list, and you look through common friends, and Kurt and I and you have hundreds of common friends, and it's
Yep.
because of the shooting sport. And but it was great reflecting on some of these things that you almost forgot about from 2017, 2018, 2019. Just, hey, remember when this happened? So had some really great conversations over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm stepping back, but I'm not going too far.
Definitely not going away.
Well, I talked to Kurt, and luckily he didn't have to make any campaign promises. He didn't actually run for the position. He was granted the position, because I was gonna tell him that one of the platforms he could run on was a home range for everyone. But
Ah,
no, it's been great. And the fact that you're still going to be in the shooting sports, we're going to see at matches. That's really important to us and the community. You do a lot for the community. I mean, this year you're now sponsoring your first match
oh
as a
yeah.
vendor. And
A title. I've sponsored
title
quite a few
sponsor.
matches, but to be a title sponsor and make it
Yeah.
into, look, there's a lot of companies out there, people that say that they make investments in the sport, but there's others that, you know what? And I challenge other company owners. It's our responsibility as gun advocates to invest back in the sport. So that's what I chose to do. Hey, look, it's the Georgia match. I'm from Georgia, and Alan's part of the family, and you know, hopefully it's going to be something big for him and for the shooters, and it's gonna be really cool.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. And it's, and that's just 2 weeks after West Florida. So I'm very much looking forward to both of those matches, shooting some two majors within a 2 week time frame down here is fantastic. And we've been talking it
Awesome.
up at my match at the locals, about people going to both. So hopefully there's gonna, I'd love to see both of them, come close to selling out, if not actually selling out.
And
And they're
and
both
I
the
think,
Speed 6 format too, which is, you know, really gauged towards the shooters.
yeah, and I think the other part, and I don't want to gloss over this, is it's a lot of responsibility. Um, and I took it serious, because I've treated Steel Target Paint as my own company when it came to making decisions or recommendations. And to the point you and I've talked about offline a lot, a lot of people think that I own Steel Target Paint, and I don't. But I've always treated it like it was my own, and it's very tough to find somebody that will have that same passion, commitment, and ownership, and to really have the trust of somebody like Larry. And so that's why, I made a recommendation to Larry, and that's we're fortunate that Maria said yes through Kurt. Sorry, that's still funny. That's still funny. I can't stop.
Well,
Yeah, but yeah, it's
You do notice at no point is he coming up with any denial either.
you know
I
what?
mean, there's no need to.
I know who butters my bread, and it's Kurt.
Hey, just remember, Kurt, this is a G-rated show.
Yes, I know. I know.
Well, for those that have also listened to, I believe it's 108 episodes of the Steel Target Paint podcast with Steve and I. It's still going to be the Steel Target Paint podcast, and it's still going to be Steve and I. We talked about this as well, and we think we've got a great rapport. We love doing it. We love hearing feedback. We love, seeing how many people are listening to it. And so for those that are listening and future listeners that will listen, nothing's changing on that front. We're still going to do the podcast. So,
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about having Kurt come on and do those kind of things as well to
absolutely.
help out, and so we welcome him into the family. But yeah, I look forward to be on another 108 podcast.
I'm just blown away.
Yep,
I really
yeah.
am. When you look at when we started it, and for those that don't know, I listened to a couple of other podcasts back then and said, I think we can provide more to the community than they are. And Steve said, let's go for it. And Larry said, go for it, guys. What do you need
Yeah.
from me? And we got carte blanche to put it together. And it has been, so we've gotten to the point now where we don't really need to edit the content. When we
You just
first,
wait a minute now.
what's that?
I said, wait a minute, you might.
Oh, no F-bombs. No F-bombs. I got those out before we actually turned the recording on. I think Steve spent longer than the podcast was by a good amount of time.
Oh,
first one, trying to edit it and make it sound perfect.
Early on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the podcast almost came to an end. It was a ton of time. A ton of
yeah,
long pauses and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was that was a lot. That was a lot, Jeff. So,
well, I think too, when we were first doing it, we were concerned about, making sure it was perfect. And in doing that, it was putting a lot of pressure on us, where now we just realize it's two guys and whoever else is on talking and having fun and joking and laughing and bringing up stories and the home range. Every time somebody says something about Steve having a home range and me not having a home range, it truly brings a smile to my face. It means they listen. They've heard about the stories. The fact that John Bardis would go as far as to make the bumper sticker for it.
It deface your vehicle.
Oh yeah. It's phenomenal. It really does warm my heart and bring a smile to my face, because that's the part of the community that I love. The shooting is fantastic, but the phone calls when you get from somebody out of the blue, or the text message or the Facebook message, hey, do you have this? Hey, do you know about this? I mean, I've got people coming to me now. In fact, I just ordered 6 more triggers from Steve to send down to me. Because I've got people down here, dying to get triggers, and I'm going, I know they can go to Steve, but if I can have them here right away when they ask, all the better.
Yep.
So,
I appreciate the support.
Absolutely. And then, of course, I show my golden gun, and, now, whenever the next run of brass grips gets done, I've got at least 2 coming my way, not for me, but for other shooters in the community down here in Florida that have tried my gun and went, I mean, and that's what sells it. That's what sells that stuff is when, it's great to see it. It's great to understand what it does. But when somebody can pick up your gun and shoot it and go, oh my God, I got to have these,
Yep.
where it's in the bag.
Yeah, 3 to 4 more weeks. So got a couple of projects coming up, and Kurt and I are working on a secret project. I need to talk to him a little bit more about that later.
Yeah.
So now, Kurt, I got a question. This gun that you built, is this a 9mm?
No, this is another 22.
That's a 22. Okay. I wasn't sure because
So-
if it was like an LO gun, I'm like, compensator's not legal, but it's not an LO gun. It's a
What
22.
I don't shoot carry optics,
Right.
and Seymour sent me a couple of the RTS3s. And I said, well, if I'm going to change a scope mount, I'm going to make something that kind of feels like a carry optics gun so I can get used to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I built one and I said, well, that's really cool. And I said, well, I did an integrated comp, which the top rail comes off. It's actually a scope mount, but it's also part of the comp. And then by doing that, you can clean the inside of the comp from the inside out, not from the outside in.
Okay.
I put it all together. I go, wow, that's bitching. What about let's do a separated comp, a separate comp from the top rail. So I did that too. And that's the 2 guns that I took out and shot the other night. And they both work really well, but I was really surprised about the integrated one because it's just got 2 side ports. And it works really, really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Now I got people wanting me to build them for them, but I haven't drawn anything up. Those are all, go out there on the mill and start cutting until you like it. So, but they're both very, very nice to shoot. So I was surprised.
Fantastic. And I love this, I shot a match like this before, but I saw you and Maria were shooting an all steel match, all falling steel match.
Yes.
That one stage with the double Texas star,
Yep.
and the fact that not all the plates were the same color, meaning you shot them from different boxes.
Yes.
I saw that.
What evil mind came up with that?
Well, that was the last hurrah for the ICOR group at Slosa.
Okay.
And every year at Christmas time, he does an all steel Christmas match. And that's what it was. It was 247 rounds. I don't know what I shot.
It's irrelevant. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, it's I mean, literally the funnest stage for me, and we didn't have video of it, but it was basically Smoke and Hope. The big plates were just a little bit closer together, but it was 3 rounds on each big and then 2 rounds on the stop.
Okay.
So it's triple tap, triple tap, triple tap, triple tap, stop. And my best string was like a 3.6 on it or 3.3.
Right.
So, but it was the most fun I've had in a long time.
That's really cool.
I started the 2-gun steel match at the WAC.
Yep, those are fun.
And
fire.
we have 2-foot circular plates from Cowboy.
Oh, crap.
I am actually thinking about putting together pendulum with 2-foot plates.
Oh, that'd be
love
awesome.
it. I love it.
Awesome.
And see what people do.
So then you could say, wow, how did I miss that 2-foot blade? How did that happen?
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kurt,
no, we're having a lot of fun with that because you're not held back by anything. And it's funny because I'll be honest with you, I was always like, Rimfire Challenge, the stages aren't that technical and all this kind of stuff. And now that I'm building the stages and running a match, it's like, Screw technical. Let's rip some
Yeah.
rounds.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what that match was this past weekend. So it's kind of a warm up for berries also. We go shooting berries steel uh in St. George, and
Right,
it's 18 stages of that.
right.
So, and
That's
it's a
awesome.
lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And
So,
you're
so Kurt,
literally yeah.
what's? I'm sorry to cut you off. Finish what you're saying. I want to hear after that. I want to hear about what's going on at the Hogue Range.
Okay. So berries has targets that will fit in the palm of your hand that you're supposed to hit.
Like 4 inch and smaller.
Like 3 inch.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
geez.
You knock them down from 15 yards. They're
Mm-hmm.
a little stand. So it's pretty fun. So challenging, but fun. So, anyways, now to the Hogue Range. So basically what has happened is the Hogue Range has been uh, working under a contract through the state of California Department of Fish and Game. And as of December 31st, they are going to, we have lost our contract. It's contract renewal time. And December 31st, it's going to close. For how long? We don't know. Shouldn't be too long, but we don't know. But what's going on is they're going to put it out for bid, and it's a nonprofit, so there's no money involved in the bidding process. So I'm on the board of directors, and I don't understand how you bid on something that you're not saying, hey, I'm going to monetize it in this way for you. The state doesn't make any money off it. All that stuff's crazy. But anyways, what they're doing is they're going through a restructuring. They don't like a couple people on the board that have been there forever. So they want to get rid of them and they want to move some things around. So other than that, where we're at is right now, we don't have a range as of December 31st. It could come back on the 15th of January. It could come back the end of January. It could come back 6 months from now. And it could be under the same basic leadership with some changes, or it could be a whole new entity. It's still going to be a shooting range. They are in the process of removing ordnance in the back half of the place. It's 22 acres. They have to go in and take the top 6 inches of dirt off. And then so they can get their ground penetrating radar and get all the bombs that are unexploded there. Because it was a bomb range forever back in the, way back. And so it's kind of,
No, wait. Actual
yeah,
bombs, like mines.
like tank rounds, artillery rounds, all that. They used to shoot them from at the military base up closer to San Luis Obispo and shoot them out there and blow them up. So, but
Oh, so these would be rounds that were shot but never technically
exploded.
went off.
Yep. And they
Okay.
found stuff out there. The story is one time, way back when, they blew up a cow because it stepped on.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So that's how the Delta Long Range, Cowboy Town, Black Powder, Silhouette, Small Bore, there's a bunch of clubs back there. So that has been in the works. The ordinance removal has been in the works for years, probably 3-4 years now. They were out there a couple of years ago during the week, so the range would have to close down, and they were ground penetrating radar and all that stuff all around the Hogue area. So it's going to come back. How it's going to come back and when it's going to come back and who's going to be in charge, those are all the variables right now. So until that happens, we're shooting other places, obviously. We have a range that's about an hour from us that has opened their arms to us. So, and I've shot there a lot over the years, but we're just going to continue to travel. And, I got a car that's 2 years old that's got over 100,000 miles on it already. So we're going to stack. In fact, we're leaving in the morning for Louisiana. So we're going to be on the road
Dang.
again.
It's a lot of traveling. You're going to go see the grandkids, right?
Yep, go see the twins, and then we might sneak in a match on the way home. Did I say that out loud?
Trying to will it into existence. I like it.
Well, this whole time, I mean, I talked to Carly's grandpa, because they live in Minden, which is, 20 minutes from my kid. Are there any matches around here? No, so I never even looked. Well, I don't know. About a month or so ago, I decided we got to try to make a really coherent match schedule. So I started looking at matches and what we, on the local level, what matches are going on, what weekend, how many stages, all this. So I put this book together. I'm still working on it, but I can go, hey, first weekend, we got 4 choices. Second weekend, we got choices. So, and then starting to put together for, the travel matches, the big matches, like obviously Worlds. We were going to come shoot a match at Steve's house, I think in March. We were talking about
Heck
that.
yeah. Heck yeah.
And then we're going to New Hampshire. We're going to shoot Area 7. We're going to try to catch as many area matches as we can this year. And, one of the things that I'm hoping to do in these travels is, I know all our team members, but I haven't really spent any real time talking to some of them. And I want to build a relationship with everybody that is going to be positive for them. And there's a lot of good that comes from being. I've been on the team since, I don't know, 17, 16. I don't know. Right after Steve took over, I saw him in the restroom and he said, "Hey, you want to be on the team?" Sure, why not?
Oh, there's so much to say, but it's a G-rated show. I can't do it. I've come so far with my self-control, Kurt. It's
Yes, you have. Yeah. So no, it was right after Idaho, because we went from Idaho to California for Worlds. And we went from, literally in Idaho, we had 7 painters for 7 targets, and everybody had a can of paint, and it was crap.
Yeah.
And we came out to Hogue for Worlds, and first plate I painted, I said, "Oh man, I got it. This is it. This is the stuff." Because that was where Larry debuted the steel target paint out here.
Yep.
So it was, as a painter, that's what I do. I've done it since I was 16 years old. I fell in love with this stuff. So, why not help represent it? So, it's been, I love it. If we get to a match and we don't have steel target paint, guess what? We go to the trunk and bring our own. And then we leave it there. Oh man, why are we buying this junk? I'm working on
I think that's a steel target paint team member mantra.
Yeah.
I jokingly, but not really, will go to a range and see. We'll be nice and just say paints of other brands.
Yeah.
And I just say, well, I've got my own paint because I'm contractually obligated not to touch that can.
Exactly. I say the same thing. I said, "Hey, I can't paint because I'm contractually obligated to not use anybody else's material." And it's like, and we obviously go paint, but it's funny we say the same thing. So
yep.
But
hey, Kurt, is this a safe space? Because I've got a confession to make.
It's safe, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I did go to a match. It's been a few years ago, so the statute of limitations is up. But they had some non-steel target paint, and I brought a case of steel target paint. And I did go through every stage and threw away the other paint and brought out steel target paint and put it on the table. At the time it felt like the right thing to do, but I still am okay with it. But
I am not going to fault you for that.
Well, that's like confessing you're Dexter. Okay, so you're a serial killer, but you're killing other serial killers, so that's good.
Killing the bad guys.
This is just a rating on how bad that really was. So, but actually, I do have another question to Kurt, because I remember years ago, I'm looking through your Facebook page as I wanted to find the guns, and you've got your Christmas tree of guns.
Yes.
Is that a new one this year? Because I remember that being done in past years.
It's been added to.
Okay, but it is rebuilt every year. You don't just keep it up year round.
No, it's not. No, because we have to shoot. I was going to do one just out of pistols this year, but I couldn't get them to stack properly.
Need more Magwells.
Yes,
Oh, there you
absolutely.
go. There you go. That's good. That's good. Well, Kurt, you're talking about the fact that you're making a schedule of matches that you want to hit, and that's going to be, in your travels, it's going to be both, locals and majors, I'm guessing. But I
Yes,
was just looking here because one of the things we do on the podcast is talk about the matches that are coming up.
yes.
We're not even 2025 has yet to start, and there's already 16 level 2 matches on the books.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's
It
crazy.
is
Starts
amazing.
in, starts in February with you.
Yep.
Um,
2 weeks
then,
later, we got Steve's match.
yep. And then
Um,
in early March, we have the Pine Belt, if
yep,
I'm remembering right.
that is correct.
We're planning on that one. Um,
Now, here's an interesting one. 2025 US Steel Nationals.
yeah, that's
Now,
it.
this is saying it's in Niantic, Connecticut,
Yeah,
Really?
but it's not.
no.
But it's not going to be at Volusia either.
Oh, it's not.
No,
I thought I
they
saw Volusia on the practice score page.
they are taking it back to Titusville.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, they are going back to Titusville. If you go to the match page, the description says they're returning to Titusville, where it started back in 2007. Now they're following the same format they followed last year, which is Rimfire is going to be Friday 2 sessions and the Saturday morning session, and then Centerfire and PCC will be Saturday afternoon and all day Sunday.
Hmm.
So it's an interesting schedule. I'm just going to leave it at that, and people can make the decision they want. But yes, it is going back to Titusville.
that'll be interesting. Maybe we'll go.
I've never shot there.
I
think-
watched a video of US Steel from back then at Titusville, and it was so old that Rimfire Pistol, which was really the only Rimfire division, was shot from the high ready, not the
Yes,
low ready.
your elbows touching your rib cage.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
Really?
I shot
I
the
think
I shot the very first Steel Challenge rimfire match they had in Piru. I'm not gonna
Okay.
say how long ago it was. And it was, you start with a gun in your hands and your elbows had to be touching your ribs.
But it's my understanding is that the Rimfire pistol was, somewhat of an also ran type division that was used as part of the Steelmaster Award
Could have been, yeah. I don't remember that because I was
early
just
on.
up for Steelmaster back then.
Yeah.
But
Oh, maybe not. Maybe back then it wasn't, but I know for, you know, now and for a number of years it has been. But to look at how the game has changed
oh yeah,
in that, two of the three top divisions in the game are Rimfire, and the other one is PCCO.
yeah.
so. I think the last Steel Nationals in Titusville was either 2015 or 2016 because I started shooting quote unquote competitively in 2016. It may have been in 2016, but then in 2017, I think was the first year that it was in at South River when Jason owned it. So
I shot that one.
yeah, I remember they did 17 and 18, and then there was a pause.
Yep.
Those were two really good matches. Really good matches.
Those matches had a lot of ambiance. It was just a lot of fun. It was a great range. Lots of extra bays for practice if you wanted to practice. Shooting showdown in their western town was fun. Watching how many carts got away from people coming down that massive hill was always a hoot.
That was before they put the bathrooms in. I think that was back in the Porta John days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that
I was just talking about it this weekend. We were talking about painting at our match on Saturday, And I was saying, years ago, Chet Whistle's grandsons used to come out and shoot.
Yep.
And you always wanted to get a squad with them because they would make a game out of painting. And so you'd go to paint Outer Limits, and as you're walking down, three kids would go zipping by you. You're
Yep.
like, oh,
Yep.
they got this covered. We're good.
Oh, that's
Stop and paint the
interesting.
stoplight.
Exactly.
What time of the year is it going to be in Titusville? Hopefully not July or August.
It is going to be March 20th through the 23rd.
Oh, wow. So that's like soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going my match. 2 weeks later, your match. 3 weeks later, Pine Belt in Missouri in Mississippi, and then
Sheesh.
2 weeks later, U.S. Steel.
Wow.
Then 3 weeks later, North Carolina State Steel Challenge Championships in Cherryville. Then a week later, the Alabama Championships at CMP. That's going to be the second weekend in April. And then Area 3 is going to be May 15th. That's actually the same weekend as Pennsylvania State Steel Championships. And then that takes us to World Speed at the end of May, beginning of June.
So is that Alabama match? Is that a state match, or is it the match that you shot last year?
No, that is not the 8 in the gate. That is the state match.
Okay.
Which
Wow.
the 8 in the gate's not even on here. That might be on here as well.
Man,
or may eventually be put on here. But as far as the area matches, let's see, Area 3, there's 3, and then there's 5, and there's 7, and there's 8. So there's only 4 of them scheduled so far.
I know Area 4 is happening because we've been contacted by the match director to, they want us to come shoot it.
That's fantastic because there wasn't a 4 last year.
Yeah, it's down in Texas.
Oh, I take that back. No, I take it back. Carlos Knox pulled together a weekend Area 4 last year.
Yeah, I think it was a local match that they kind of
Yes, exactly. They upgraded to it so they could at least have something on the books.
Yeah, some sort of spots.
This one, it will probably be more like a true area.
All indications are that it's going to be an area, a real area match, not a
good.
So, and then what else? Don't know what's up with Area 2 yet. So,
you gotta have you kind of got to have a range.
Yeah,
it's minor.
We're gonna take it to Georgia. I know a guy with 10 acres.
We'll have to work on the parking, but let's go.
Oh man,
that's pretty funny.
No, I will say one thing. I was very surprised and honored that they considered me for this position. So, thanks to Steve, thanks to Larry, thanks to you, Jeff. Everybody for supporting the decision that's been made. I will say this, it was kind of nice after Steve talked to everybody. I only have one team member to deal with now. So once they found out it was me, and that's you, Jeff. So
too funny.
All right. Well, Steve, anything else you want to share? You good?
No, I think there'll be a little bit more coming in the future, and maybe an announcement or two in the next month or two. Creekside business is doing well, but looking to put some more time and energy into that, and got some exciting things going on. But no, man, I'm looking forward to the 2025 shooting schedule for sure.
Fantastic. Kurt, any closing thoughts?
Maria is going to be in charge of social media for us. So she'll probably be leaning on me to lean on people to get a little bit more content. And all we're going to really be trying to do is one, make, our shooters happy, make sure that they're taken care of and make sure that, we're doing everything we can for them. And also we're going to try to, do some cost analysis and explain to local match directors when we go to matches why it is better to use steel target paint and not rely on this stuff that doesn't cover. So cost per ounce and breakdown like that. I did a lot of that kind of stuff in the automotive industry with painting cars. You have to justify why there's $5,000 in material costs to paint a car. So when you break it down into sprayable ounce and the amount of solids and all that kind of stuff, I kind of understand all those things. So it'll should make the product even that much more appealing. So that's my personal goal, is to make everybody aware of how cost effective it is to actually use it instead of going, well, it's $6 a can. Well, yeah, okay, but they don't, and we're going to teach them how to use it. So I've got
it covers better than the skim milk in a can. So let's just put it that way.
I've got a pretty good little skit put together about coverage and how to tape targets. Do you tape like you paint, or do you tape like this like you paint? So it'll be it'll be funny.
Good stuff. Well, I just want to add congratulations to Kurt. I'm looking forward to being on the team, or continue to be on the team, and thank you. Steve, you're dead to me. So
me too.
Well, did they send you agreement for 2025 yet? Take it back,
good
Jeff.
point.
Take it back.
Hey, I don't even have one. So
no, Steve, I wish you, I wish you all the best. I mean it from the bottom of my heart when I call you one of my best friends. And it's true. And wherever your feet land, I'm behind you 100%. You've been a great friend, and a great support of this community. So all the well wishes for sure.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jeff.
All right.
Not going far.
If I'm not speaking out of term, Steve still is on the team. He's just not in charge of it anymore.
Yeah, just a different capacity.
Yeah.
Different capacity.
So with that, we'll let him end the year with how we end every episode. Steve, give it to him.
ST Podcast 10 for 10% off of stuff at rangestore.net. Thanks, everybody.
Have a Merry Christmas, guys.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right.